Hello, my name is Graham Parker and this is the Hoof GP. Today's video is absolutely awesome. This is what's coming up today in the Hoof GP.
We have a stunning commute to work. We nearly destroy the KVK and wonder what to do about it. We treat some perfect cows and some not so perfect cows, and this cow has a pedunculated corium.
It is February and it is starting to get really cold. Even Keeks isn't feeling well, are you, mate? Sore heads. Anyway, my name is Graham Milroy Glenn Parker. I'm 39 years old and I live in Wingtonshire, southwest Scotland. Anyway, we've got cows to trim and coffee to drink. I asked you all for flags and you aren't disappointing. I'm not putting them up gradually though, I'm going to put them up all in one go to get a massive effect. I've probably got around 25 to 30 so far, so thank you to everybody who's sent them so far. And whoever sent these, because they're really cool. Cheers! Every morning starts with me making Mrs. HGP a coffee and Mr. HGP a coffee. A bit extra this morning. Yes, I know this isn't the fanciest coffee in the world. I love proper espresso barista coffee, but I don't have a machine. Yet. We actually drink oat milk as well in our coffees, so there you go. That's a joke. We do not drink oat milk. Kier's head is absolutely killing him. Having kids is one long guilt trip, isn't it? You love them to pieces, but any time they get ill or anything, you just feel rubbish for them. I hate it. It was our anniversary the other day, so Mrs. HGP has got some nice flowers. Haven't you, love? She sits there, I sit there. We drink our coffee as Craig comes through that door. What's on today?
Housework.
This is a really important time for me in the morning. Sitting here just even for 2 or 3 minutes talking to her. It's important, like if I got up and she stayed in bed, I hate it. In fact, if I get up and she does stay in bed, I hate it and make her get up.
Plus, it's the only time you make me a coffee.
That's not true.
Yes.
Anyway, Craig hasn't come through that door yet. All the best plans get laid to waste, is that right? But we do need to crack on, so I'll take this coffee outside and finish it out there while we get the crush ready. And I can show you the new workshop. Well, it's not a new workshop. Well, it is a new workshop, but it's a new workshop set up. So I can show you that. Yes!
Morning.
Good morning.
You alright?
I'm not bad.
Anyway, it is time to go now. So let's crack on. It is good coffee, I promise. Oh, this is the morning walk to work. And I love it. We never used to have anything like this, so having this is literally the dream for me.
We live on the banks of Wigtown Bay, and this is known as the Carse, basically land down by the water's edge. And here, right now, we have around 10 or 20,000 Canadian geese during their migrating period. They're absolutely stunning, and that goes nicely with this morning.
Look at our workshop, right? Okay, we've got a new yoke. The Isuzu has gone, and the Ford is here. I'm so glad. This is what I went to buy the first time, but the sales guy talked me out of buying a second-hand one of these to buy a new Isuzu, and I shouldn't have. I should just have bought a Ranger. It's 2 months old, so it's new to me. It's got 100 miles on the clock, and it's bob on. It did come with some horrible wheels with tiny little tires, so we changed them straight over to the Raptor ones because the Raptor's not using them because it's got other ones. KVK is looking sharp. Sharper than him. But look at this. Oh, look, beautiful Appleton. Hi, Appleton. Look at this. To a lot of people, this won't seem like much. You'd be like, it's a workshop, so what? I used to store all of my stuff in the driveway of my house. Outside, all weathers, it didn't matter. Because I never even had a little shed. Never mind a workshop like this. And never mind racks like this. Look. How good is this? Beautiful. Tools are arriving. Beautiful workshop. It looks more like a kitchen, doesn't it? Got an island there. So we're just busy setting up tools here just now. The idea is anything goes wrong, I want to be able to fix it. Garden gates, don't want to buy them, I want to make them. I love metal fabrication, so we're going to get everything set up in here so that we can do as much as we can all by ourselves. Today might go badly, by the way. We've got a mover system. This is the mover system, and we've never used it before. And we've never even used the KVK at the farm we're going to. So things could get interesting. Anyway, enough. Let's get to work and get some cows trimmed.
Managed to get this Ford Ranger, just 2 months old with 100 miles on the clock, at a bit of a bargain to be honest, which is good because in a month or so it's probably going to resemble a crisp packet, where the amount of times is bound to get smashed, banged and walloped on the farm. Anyway, let's continue this beautiful drive and get to work.
And just like that, we are here. Right.
This is an automatic moving system for the KVK, and we've never actually needed to use it before now. However, this farm has its own challenges, and those challenges make it extremely difficult for us to get any crush into position. Right now, that angle doesn't really do the slope justice, but you're just about to see just how steep that slope really is. And I nearly come off all the worst for it.
Watch out, Craig!
In my wisdom, I let a lot of air out of the tyres, thinking it would add to the grip, knowing how slippery and how steep some of the slopes on this farm are. This mover system really does work brilliantly, as long as you have the tyres pumped up properly.
And just like that, we're all set up and ready to go, and we've got a lot of cows to trim, so we're going to crack on and do exactly that.
Believe it or not, typically we don't treat all that many lame cows. Most of them are just routine trims. So during this video, I thought it'd be interesting just to show you whatever first 3 cows came first. So that's what we're doing. We're going to look at every foot from the first 3 cows, and if there's nothing wrong, we're going to fast forward to get to the juicy stuff.
See, these need little to no work at all. That's just a maintenance trim. And Craig's done that front right, so that's this cow done. Come on. Come on. On you go. See, as long as they follow each other like that, they go in lovely. They stay nice and calm, which is really important, obviously, and we get through our workload nice and quickly, which is good for us because we get to go home to our families, and the cows aren't upset as much because they're not in the crush for so long, which is good.
You'll notice that Craig and I don't really talk to each other all that much. That's because we work in unison. We both know what our jobs and our tasks are, and we stick to them and work really well together. Also, look at how good these feet are. That is 5 years worth of constant trimming.
Lovely. That's what we like. That's what we like.
Hoof trimming is not a one-hit wonder. It's something that takes time and constant persistence. You need to keep trimming your cows year on year, time on time, and only after a few years of doing so will you get to really, truly good hoof health standards. This farm really is getting there now, and it's been 5 years. No matter what farmers do though, there will always be instances of lameness.
See, that disc is fantastic at modelling out, so you don't always need to use the knife. But if you can't get it deep enough with the grinder, you need to crack out the knife and do the finer details. That's how.
Hoof trimmers all around the world will tell you they trim cows' feet for free, but they charge to check them. And that scenario really rings true at this farm. This cow doesn't have much wrong with her feet at all. We're only really checking the front, giving them a slight model and a little bit of a rebalance. But checking that nothing untoward is starting to materialise is really what we're doing, and that is the most important part.
So I have 2 sons and 1 daughter. I have Campbell, Milroy Glen Parker, and Keir, Milroy Glen Parker, and then we have the beautiful Maddie, who you've never seen on camera before. Shall I go and find another stick, because it'll be quicker if I can get it. That's us on cow number 3. You see, it goes nice and smoothly. Right now, Craig has got a really dirty stick, so we need a cleaner stick to put behind the cows. And that'll help speed us up even more. But the one he usually uses was left in the slurry, which isn't handy. So I didn't just call Kieran Campbell Milroy Glen in their middle of the names to annoy them. Well, slightly. I had to endure some ridicule when I was their age, so they can do it too. I'm only joking, it's family tradition. My brothers and my father had the same name. Beautiful. She's just got a touch of dermatitis, which this Repoderma will clear up. She's actually got it on both feet. See how I moved the paddle there a little bit and it moved the feet? That's probably the best thing about the KVK. To get rid of all these deep little fissures from round about their heels. Spray that dermatitis. That'll be it, fixed. Last foot for the 3rd cow.
This is genuinely pretty much how our average day goes. The feet are pretty boring to say none the least, but that's exactly how we like them, because it means their feet are in tip-top condition.
See, that doesn't look pretty, but it's functional, and that is what truly matters. We're here to make these cows as comfortable as we possibly can, and that doesn't necessarily mean making their feet pretty. Anyway, we've got a lot of cows to do, so we're gonna speed things up and crack on with the day.
Hey, now look into my eyes. You can use them as a mirror, baby. You're my ticket to paradise. Hey, now everything's alright. We've been longing for each other, and it feels like I'm on cloud 9.
We find that in order to have a seriously productive day, we need to make sure we have regular breaks.
What's on the menu today, Craig?
Toffee nut latte.
Ideal. Something that has added to the stress though is because things aren't going so well here and there's more cows than we thought, there should have been 45, there's nearly 70. I've had to cancel my one of my good friends, James's farm. So if you're watching this, James, I'm very sorry. Ernie, I'm also sorry for not turning up today. Useless Hoof GP. Also, into the bargain, I completely forgot that I was supposed to be at another farm today. You see, my diary got mucked up and this farm had to change because there was problems last week, and I thought this day was free. Turns out this day wasn't free, so now I'm stressed out that I didn't turn up for somebody and they pulled all of their cows out and I never turned up, and I'm not getting to a friend's farm this afternoon who has 20 to do, and I can't say hello to Ernie, and Andrina did say that she was going to give me some brownies today, and I'm not getting them. Anyway, let's trim some cows and console ourselves.
The next cow clearly has an issue on this back left foot, and when it's in the air, we can see a pedunculated corium and a lot of overgrowth towards the toe area. So first up, let's reduce a little bit of this toe height and get the balance back on these claws where it should be. Once we've removed the outer layers of overgrowth, we can see this. This is pith, and it's a lot of it. This is where the horn would naturally shed away. And it's actually a really good guideline because it lets us know just how deep into the cow's hoof we can go completely safely, and actually where it should be naturally. As we clean off the foot a little bit more properly, we can see the pedunculated growth. Pedunculation is basically a fancy name for growth with a stem. So it's a bit like a mushroom. There's a stem of flesh protruding from the inside of the hoof capsule, or the periople horn in this case. Yes, periople horn. That is a fancy name for the soft heel horn all around the heels of a cow's hoof. Despite the problem being extremely obvious in this cow's case, we don't go straight to treating it. We have to make sure these claws are completely balanced and there are no other problems lurking underneath loose or disconnected hoof horn. So that's exactly what we do. The pith that you can see me scraping away right now needs to be removed because we need to see how big the cavity is, and then we need to make sure that no dirt or debris can get trapped in that cavity because eventually it would start to cause a problem. If you remember back to just before she was in the crush, she also has a growth in between her toes as well as that pedunculated growth we can clearly see at her heels. Spraying iodine on those growths will help to shrivel them up by killing the skin cells, and soaking the paper towel and wrapping the foot will keep the iodine in contact with those growths for even longer, for better efficiency. All that remains to do for this cow is to make sure this back right foot is in tip-top condition and isn't suffering from any hidden problems.
Much needed there. We'll just make sure there's no growths in here, because sometimes when they have a growth on one foot, they have a growth on the other as well, which she does not have, which is good. Oh, and just like that, we're on the final cow of the day, and I'm really glad to see her. Come on, lass, come on. In you go. Good girl. And actually, I can tell straight away she's been in before because she's got a block on. So I've no idea how I've no idea how lame she is, but we're just about to find out. So because we use a computer system and our memory isn't fantastic, we know that this cow's foot had a sole ulcer 3, which is a seriously bad one. I've no idea if it's healed or not, but you can tell just how extreme it has been. So this is where that big sole ulcer 3 has been. It looks like it's still there, and you can see the remnants of the block. So BoviBond's still doing its thing.
There's still around ½ an inch of thickness to the rear of that block, and the problem on the inside claw is towards the rear of the inside claw, so that block is still providing good pain relief, and thereby still doing the job we need it to do. So we're not going to remove it just to replace it with a new one, because this one is perfectly fine as it is.
So this ulcer has obviously begun to heal, but she has the dreaded digital dermatitis attacking the exposed corium, which has prevented it from completely healing. So hopefully a wrap will help to alleviate that issue.
This foot is the very definition of why rechecks on feet like this are so important.
So you can see where this ulcer has been. It would have been completely round, but the dermatitis is attacking that part. So hopefully wrapping it up will really help. She should heal completely. I mean, she's probably more than 3/4 of the way there. It's just that dermatitis holding her back.
And with the world's quickest wrap put in place, that's her, all set and good to go. Let's see how she's walking.
Go on, lass, go on. Isn't it amazing how well a block can help a cow to walk? It really is awesome. Anyway, from me and from Craigie Boy, that is today's show over. For you guys, we've still got about an hour's worth of cleaning to do. Anyway, we'll catch you on the next one. Bye bye.